Oh, guys, Horus, the sky god Pharaoh, back at you with another video. I know I'm a little late, but I'm here to cover up some more distractions. Okay? First, we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about these earthquakes that have been staged. So, first of all, there was no earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. They've just got hit by a massive. They have been killed. They have been destroyed by an invading army. This is the Anunnaki getting their revenge after all of these years. They're targeting first they're first they're first they're first they're wiping Russia and Eastern Europe and Ukraine off the map. Then now they're wiping off the Middle East. It just didn't get hit with a 5 magnitude earthquake. Everything has been destroyed. There was a battle there, and no one was there to see what happened. Everything has been completely destroyed. And what happened there was more than just an earthquake. There was a battle that happened there, and people were killed. This is it, brothers and sisters. This is it. This is the end of the road for these reptilian invaders. They're starting with Turkey and Syria. They're finally eliminating places where these elites are doing their blood sacrifices. Why do you think all the wars around here? And then they're saying our galactic sun, which is not 93 million miles away. It's more like 93,000 miles away. I'll do this that'll be one of my next videos. It's 93,000 miles away. Man, get the fuck out of here. Saying we already know it's not 93 million miles away. If it was a million miles away, we'd all freeze to death, bruh. If you actually believe that, you a bot. If you actually still believe that back in 2020 or 2016, you a bot. Man, this has been out for a while, man. It's been out for a while. But so, piece of the sun didn't just break off. This is the Anunnaki that are coming back, and they are getting revenge on these elites. These innocent people, they are going to have to be slaughtered for a new world order, and this is just the beginning of it. They're not getting hit with the earthquake. This is the Anunnaki completely raining destruction. There was a battle. Star Wars, these Caucasian people, these European people, they took Star Wars and they cast their characters in Star Wars and Star Trek, because Star Wars and Star Trek was about us, because we were that advanced civilization before they came and they took and hit all our technology and shit. And now they got all the technology to spy on us, and they spy on literally everyone in the world. All right. And what's happening now, in the line you saying a piece of the sun broke off. No. Because the earth is mainly a little bit more feminine and masculine. And if you think of it like this, the sun is a little bit more masculine than it is feminine, and it's both balanced. But if you think about it, the earth and the sun are having sex. They are having intercourse because of the law of attraction, because with these solar flares that are hitting the earth and are causing these so-called earthquakes, or these elders to come and bring curses on this. This is what's happening. The elders are awakening, and the magnetic field of the planet is shifting, causing the destruction of all these Saxons. And they're starting with the Islamic world because they are Caucasian too, so they count too, because Europe will be next after the rest of the Caucasian world will be destroyed, because this is only the beginning of it. attacks from the spirit world. And once they see the people from the spirit world, once the people from the spirit world enter this realm, the buildings fall, and earthquakes, so-called earthquakes happen. Buildings fall. The magnetic field stretches the ground and breaks everything around it. It's a complete battlefield, and once people see these spirits, and these elders, they can't stand or see their power, and they instantly die, or they're caught under rubble in the midst of the battle, because they literally came here to destroy this. And the deaths, the number of people that exactly died showed that spirits had everything to do with this earthquake. 420,000 dead at the beginning of the video. Do you not see the meaning behind 420,000, the angel number? And 420. And 420 is also a national holiday for the drug cannabis, or marijuana, or weed. Okay? And marijuana originally grows in the Canis Major star system, and came here on Earth to grow. So, a certain Austrian dictator was born on April 20th. Well, yeah, brothers and sisters, the ancestors are behind this, and we're gonna get our revenge. There will finally be, after all this destruction, it'll finally be a paradise. Because soon, the world, it originally was only just us melanated people everywhere, all around the world. North America, South America, Africa, Asia, Russia, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Europe, England, Italy, all those places. We used to rule there before the invaders came, and they took most of Europe and Asia and the Middle East from us. Then they came to the Americas and tried to separate us from give us different races from the indigenous people, and they tried to slaughter them off and everything.
In the Congo, they found vibranium. But anyway, recently it was discovered in Democratic Republic of Congo that there's a very interesting material that was found there. Check it out.
Sao? Khi mà tên. Ça va, ok, très bien. Tosha, Tia, très bien. Ça, Tosha, Tia, ok. Ipati majunya tu. Ok, ça va.
So yes, that was a rock that generates electricity. In fact, they said that particular rock kept a light bulb lit for 72 hours. We also know that many companies go over to Africa to get materials, including that of Tesla, to help run their car. Now, that rock in particular,
I can't do this video in 3 minutes. I actually have to do a full video. So I'm actually gonna do a little mini documentary situation for y'all. I even got the spiritual receipts that connects the 12 seers to the fake Jews in Turkey. And I got the receipts that connects the earthquake in Turkey to the lightning striking the Christ the Redeemer statue. And I got the receipts that connects the lightning striking the statue back to the Black Panther curse and the 12 seers of Mount Kenya. And I got more. Just be patient. This is the 9 years ago, the creator of the Black Panther comic book, Jack Kirby, died on February 6, 1994. Now, Jack Kirby was regarded as the king of comic books. Now, the king of reggae, Bob Marley, was also born on February 6, 1945, just a few weeks after Jack Kirby returned to the United States from fighting in World War II, serving in the U.S. military. That's also the same day in 1952 that the late Queen Elizabeth was in Mount Kenya when her father died and she became queen. Now, Mount Kenya is the location that the secret information came from to create the Black Panther comic book, thanks to the U.S. military, the Nazis, and of course the British military as well. And speaking of Nazis, Adolf Hitler's wife was also born on February 6th. So you're telling me that means the king of comics, Jack Kirby, violated the secrets of Mount Kenya to create the king of Wakanda, made possible by the Nazis and the British, ended up dying on the same day that the king of England died, and his daughter became the queen of England while she was physically located in Mount Kenya on the king of reggae's 7th birthday, who was born 33 years after Adolf Hitler's wife in 1945, just weeks after the king of comics returned home from killing the Nazis. And then Chadwick Boseman, who played the king of Wakanda, ended up dying on the king of comics' birthday. That shit crazy. So happy return day to the early King Bob Marley, who was a true global champion for Mount Zion, which is Mount Kenya, by the way. So, the Disney Studios, Marvel Studios, Black Panther curse is real, and it is coming as soon as I get to Kenya. That's what they said. When I get to Kenya, that's when they're going to curse y'all ass. So, if you're on payroll for Disney, Marvel, or Black Panther, I suggest, I advise, I recommend that y'all be very careful. Be on your P's and Q's today, because that energy of vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, coming from the mountain of God, Mount Zion, Mount Kenya, is very thick and potent in the atmosphere on this day. Be very safe, my friends. Did you know Adolf Hitler and the Nazis are responsible for some of the biggest characters in the Marvel comic universe? And ironically, because of Hitler, the Jewish community is about to be punished by the African sages, and a lot of elite Jewish people and their families might end up losing their lives all over again because of this guy. This is true because the Nazis were the first to learn about and take interest in vibranium. Not the fake vibranium in Wakanda, but the real meteorite that crashed into Africa. Let me break it down. The main thing to know in order to understand this is that the Nazis had a department called the Ahnenerbe. The Ahnenerbe wanted to prove that Germans descended from an ancient Aryan race that was biologically superior to every other race. This guy was the head of the Ahnenerbe. His name is Heinrich Himmler. Next, y'all can Google the world ice theory. This is the stupid theory that the Nazis wanted to prove. Part of this theory had to do with the moon colliding with a giant ball of ice and crashing into the earth, causing Noah's flood. Next, I'm going to show you this guy. This guy's name is Edmund Kees. Now, let's read from history. An Ahnenerbe Institute was devoted to Horbiger's world ice theory research. Dr. Hans Robert Schlutitus headed it. The latter sent playwright Edmund Kees to Abyssinia to find evidence for the world ice theory. And just for geographical context, Kenya was actually annexed from Abyssinia. They were actually the same place. So now we see historical evidence of the Nazis planning expeditions to Africa looking for indigenous information that would corroborate their theory about the moon and ice crashing into Earth. This is the real source of vibranium. It's the actual piece of meteorite that crashed into Earth millions of years ago, striking Africa and Antarctica. This is what the seers use in Mount Kenya when they're doing their divination. Now, when the Nazis learned this secret information from the Kikuyu tribe, having knowledge about a meteorite crashing into Earth in ancient times, this was of very high interest to the Nazis. So the Nazis were looking for that type of information, and they found it, but it was Operation Paperclip, where 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from Nazi Germany and employed to work for the United States government. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, meet the two comic book creators of vibranium, Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. Both men served in the United States military. Now, what's interesting is what they actually did for the military. They wrote film scripts, drew pictures for comics and newspapers, and etc. So when those classified Nazi documents came to the United States that contained information about African tribes doing mind activation rituals, levitation, walking through walls, and those type of supernatural type things, these are the type of guys that information would end up in their possession for them to be able to turn into a fictional narrative like the Black Panther. And this is the vice president of Kenya facing the holy mountain that was created by the meteorite. And I'm showing you this because how cool is that? Hey, yo.
Ambassador for Mount Kenya. Every time I have to post about Black Panther being cursed for violating the secrets of the Holy Mountain in Kenya, I always get the same question. So I'm going to do a frequently asked questions video series on the website, BlackPantherLawsuit.com. So comment your questions below in this video, and I'll make separate videos for all the good questions. Also, make sure that you do your research, starting with the interview that I did with KT the Arch Degree. Now, I've been warning the cast members for 3 years now, but for everyone who's just learning about the Black Panther violation, here's the quick version. Adolf Hitler and other colonizers obtained secret knowledge from Mount Kenya back in the day, and it ended up in the hands of the U.S. military, then to Stan Lee and Jack Kirby after they came back from World War II. Then they made Vibranium in the Black Panther comic book with that secret knowledge, and of course the movie came out. And then when we contacted them, Disney's legal team got cocky with us, and then the chief Sears messenger issued a cease and desist letter on Black Panther 2 on October 26, 2018. Then on November 9th, he went to the national radio in Kenya and announced that if Disney produced Black Panther 2, then it wouldn't be nice, it would be very ugly. Ironically, exactly 3 days after that announcement, Stan Lee was dead as a doornail. Then 2 years later, Disney started promoting Black Panther 2 anyway, and then Chadwick Boseman died. Then Letitia Wright gets injured almost the same day that Chadwick Boseman died, and then 7 weeks later, Dorothy Steele dies. Black Panther lawsuit comes.
Welcome to part 12, the 24 facts about the 12 seers and the Kikuyu Nation, helping us modern day people understand that we gotta have more respect for the national sages who protect the divine secrets of the Black nation and our secret artifacts that these white folks been trying to get their hands on for thousands of years right there in Kenya. And to let y'all know that they recently authorized a public demonstration of the sacred Kikuyu wisdom / magic to publicly punish, curse, and condemn Disney and Marvel Studios for stealing from the national temple, stealing the secrets from the national temple to create their Black Panther and Wakanda franchise, and they refused to come to Kenya, apologize, and pay up. So it's going down. Now for fact number 23, I'm gonna flash us back real quick to fact number 9.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.